And I'm back. Last we left off, I was sharing about a dream I had recently. And the being in the dream, I believe, is the same being that I trapped in a bottle and threw in the trash 15 years earlier. But I feel like I need to bring up possession. I've noticed that people who are possessed, well, it doesn't matter if it's your family, friend, especially, certainly doesn't matter if it's a stranger. When they're out to get you and they're possessed by some being, especially one that you've recently trapped and has escaped, prepare for some fun. So, and I feel like that's what I stepped into. And I need to go back just a little bit more even. My grandfather, God rest his soul, he died a long time ago. Let's see now, about 45 years ago. Was considered to be, like the Edgar Cayce of the Middle East. He would channel beings. And there were two beings that he would channel in particular. And when he passed, I was having this conversation with a cousin of mine. When he passed, I asked her, what do you think happened to those beings? God only knows. They got to go somewhere. Which kind of gets me to thinking about the one that is currently hanging around. I feel that this particular being is hanging around my mother, and she's become a host or possessed by it. And growing up around her, the activities and the things she would do and the things that would happen around us were very telling. I'm feeling that the activity of this being is amplified because the host is getting old, and I feel like it's just a matter of time before the host isn't going to exist and the being is going to have to find a new destination, a new host. Sort of like what my grandfather had with the ones that he was channeling. I'm trying to figure out what happened to those. Maybe they moved on to another individual in the family. So just thought I would bring that up and share that a little bit. Bring some light into the situation. But going back to the initial thought of who was responsible or what is responsible for all this activity that's going on in my life, and for all of a sudden these sudden reveals in the past 2 years, I want to bring in the North Node and the South Node into this. Now, I'm not an astrology expert in any way. In fact, I just started dabbling in astrology when one of the big reveals was that my birthday is not my birthday. I grew up thinking that my birthday was a certain date, and come to find out I'm actually older than that, and it's not this particular, birthday. It's a different birthday. And so I started looking into astrology, seeing if I can understand better. And it's very, what do I want to say? Very telling. It's very truthful and accurate, and bringing to light personalities of individuals. So when I look at the birthday that I was told astrologically it doesn't fit my personality. But when I refer to this birthday now that I'm aware of, and that's a whole different story how I came to find that out. But that one totally matches, even with certain aspects that occur when Mars or Pluto or Venus or certain planets, go over certain areas on my chart. There's things that I can associate that's happening in my reality to what's happening on that chart to tell me that this birthday, the one that I recently found to be my correct birthday, is obviously my correct birthday. But the other one that I was told all my life was my birthday clearly was not, because it doesn't reflect who I am or what's going on in my life. So going back to North Node and South Node, Rahu and Ketu, I feel like I should stop here and catch up on the next story, and to bring some light into what's been going on the past 2 years. So until next time.